finish this off though, I just want to change the font because I don't like the font. I think it's too thin. You'll notice the menu section is divided into two sections, menu and submenu. So you can have a distinctly different style from the main menu as opposed to, say, the sub pages that fly out. So say like if you had the About Us section, and you can right click on this and you can either create a new page, which will just create a new menu button at the top level, or you can create a new child page, which is like a sub page like that. So this might be like our company, and then I right click on About Us again and do a new child page. This might be our people. I right click again, and then finally you might have our history or something like that, or our mission, vision, whatever. So now once I've done that, if I wave over the About Us, you'll see what the submenu looks like, and we can style this submenu separately with these tools. Before I go there, I just want to finish off my main menu. And to do that, I go up to the menu section and I want to change the menu items. And here are all the different menu items, things that we can change about a menu item. And what did I say? I want to change the font. So I go down to font family and I see what it's on at the moment, which I don't like that one. And I'm always a fan of the old Verdana, purely because this font was created specifically for the web. The thing about it that makes it suitable for the web is that when you look at an O with Verdana, there's more space between the lines. So an E, for example, when the E curls around, there's more spacing in between each of the parts of a letter, so that on a screen it's easier to see what it says. So the lettering isn't bunched together, right? Like say the B, the actual hole in the B, if you like, is bigger. That's the main difference with Verdana. So I'm going to use that font for now. I'm just going to increase the size ever so slightly. I'm on size 13 at the moment. Let's have a look at size 14. Yeah, that just about does it, I think. You can do a couple of other funky things, like if I go to the menu again and go down to font options, you can do things like this. Turn on the all caps thing and click OK, and then it'll make all your menu buttons, no matter what you type in, it will capitalize all the letters. So if you want to do that, or if you want them all small capitals, small letters, you go to item and font options and you turn on the small caps option. But I'll just leave it normal for now, so that everything starts with a capital but then has all other small letters. That's entirely up to you. One final thing you may choose to do is, at the moment I don't have enough menu buttons to fill the whole menu. So you can go to item and then align if you want, and you can like align the thing in the center like that, so the gap is even on the right and the left. But what might look quite nice is if you go to item and then align it and use the justify option, and that will then evenly spread them out like that. You can also do this by increasing the size of each button. So let's go to item again and align it left so we can see the gap again. So now I'm left aligned again, and I can go to item and look at the particular size of the button. So I can change the size with all the built-in options, or I can go to the actual size option and change it specifically to a particular button size. So what that's doing, that's the padding option. So it's creating a bigger distance in between each menu button. So you can play around with that as well. For now, the quickest way for me to do it is just to use the justify option, and it gets the result that I'm looking for, which is just to spread out all of the buttons equally. So now I'm going to take a look at the submenu. Submenu, it looks okay, but it's too similar at the moment to the button. It's grey, and it's got black on grey background, which isn't a great colour contrast, and the colour when I wave over the button is also another shade of grey, so that's all just too similar for me. And this isn't just a personal preference thing. Keep coming back to the idea of it's called usability. You know, how obvious is it to the user? And Amazon are the masters at this. They've always have high contrasting colours. It's always obvious where the buttons are. They only ever use like orange for a buy button, and orange never occurs anywhere else on the website. So you know, if you see something orange, you know you can click on it, right? Now, for the sake of consistency, I need to make sure that my submenu items have got the same font as well. So I go over to submenu item, font, and then I'll set it as Verdana, like that. So I'll make sure that at least the font is the same. What also might be a good idea in this instance is to make the submenu behave the same as the main menu. So if I go here and I look at the background color of the button itself, and that's actually in the submenu. Where's the fill option? There it is, fill. So this is the color of the background of the submenu that I've got. What I want to do, I'm going to make it the same as the main menu. So let's have a look at main menus. Go to fill, and I'm going to go to more colors because I want it exactly the same. And when I go to more colors, it brings up my color palette, and then I get my hex number, right? Because this is the precise shade of color that that button has at the moment, or the background is. So I highlight it, right click on it, copy, go out of there, and I go to my submenu area, go to the fill section, go to more colors, and I get my color fill option, which is gone over my other screen. Right, delete whatever's in here, right click and paste, and that'll make sure it's absolutely the same color. And now let's test it. Wave over, and now we've got the same background color. So we're getting there, we're getting there. We know that when we wave over a main menu button, it's kind of grey with a black text, and that's kind of the same. So that looks pretty good. Next thing I want to change is the size of the submenu. At the moment it looks a bit cramped to me. We've got all this nice spacing in the main menu, but here the font's too small and it's kind of all cramped together. So if I go to submenu item here and go to size, this is actually the menu button, the submenu button size. And each of these columns, these are different styles, if you like, that are built in. So if I went to, say, the bottom one here, that would just make it a bigger version of what we've already got. So it's made them taller. It still looks a bit cramped to me. So I'm going to go back in and go to size again and look at an even bigger size. Take a look at it again. It's getting better, getting better. And let's just go for the biggest one, see what that looks like. So this is getting better, even better still. Of course, that will be wider if I had longer names for my menu button. Okay, I think I've pretty much done the menu to death now, so I'll leave it there and move on to the next section.